What's up guys, this is Chris here, and today we're going to be shooting the Springfield Prodigy. Now this is the latest Prodigy from Springfield, and it is an affordable double stack 1911. One of the first to come out a couple years ago that maybe didn't get the best reception. We did have the previous one and it didn't work very well. However, from what I've heard, Springfield has worked out a lot of the kinks. On top of that, this is the brand new model with the included single port comp, which I'm excited about because I'm a big fan of comp guns, especially comp 2011s, because they are traditionally extremely fast. Now, the problem we had with the previous Prodigy was not that it wasn't fast enough, it was that it wasn't very reliable. So hopefully today, this one will be more reliable. Now, in all fairness, this one feels a lot better than the other one did. The first one I got was one of the first ones ever released, and that can be problematic. So 2 years down the road, hopefully Springfield has it figured out. Now, the reason for my hope is because Springfield traditionally makes a lot of very good 1911s, so a double stack should be right up their alley. This gun comes with a lot of pretty good features considering the price. I have a Surefire X300 on there due to the full pick rail underneath, which is nice. Again, mentioned the comp. We have slide serrations, and then we have raised night sights. The gun also came with a plate system with one plate for the Dragonfly optic, which I had to look up what that was. I just tried my Trigicon SRO, then I tried my Delta Point, and then I was like, what is this? So we looked it up, and it is Springfield's optic, which I don't have. So we're gonna be shooting at iron sights today. But it's a pretty cool gun. Comes with 2 magazines, a 17 and a 20, and we really appreciate Brownells for sending this over for us to review it. Now, I do wanna mention my page supporters. Thanks for supporting the ammo, and I also wanna mention a local shelter in Ames, Iowa. It's the YSS. I'd really appreciate if you would go down to the link, click that description, and donate to those kids. That being said, let's go shoot this bad boy, and then we'll talk more about it. All right, so first impressions right before I shoot it, it does feel really good. And I think the previous gun not only had issues with reliability because of the lower quality parts that you'll see in these by comparison to other guns, but I don't think the spring was right in the first one, and this one feels pretty good. So hopefully we'll have better luck. Holy shit. Well, I like this. That's fucking dope. I didn't expect that at all. It has very low recoil. It feels like my XC. I kid you not. Now my XC is an amazing gun, and I would definitely recommend that. But I mean, this is 1,400 bucks, so if this holds up.
$15.99 to be exact.
My first shot's through the gun. Well, I can't hit that plate though.
Woo! Hot
It's almost
damn.
like I shoot 1911s every once in a while. I would shoot the thing and then run out of ammo.
Yeah, it's a common thing you do.
They should make bigger mags. Now, we do want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Brownells. They are going to be a main sponsor of the channel going forward, and we really appreciate them. I've been going to Brownells for everything outdoor that I needed for the last few years, and I really love them as a company. I really like people that work there, and they carry all kinds of stuff that my viewers are going to be interested in. Now, if you want to get anything from cool range bags to clothes to swag, they're an Iowa company. Really appreciate them. Thanks for sponsoring the video.
Oh, I was not doing good there.
You did great. You haven't shot in like a month. Is it caught? There you go.
No, my finger's just weak as fuck.
One of the things to mention is that when you get a more affordable gun, they're not done over by hand, like maybe like a Nighthawk that we shot last week. So some of the controls are going to be more sticky till you break them in. And once you start using them more, you're good.
All right.
The safety on that felt stickier than what I was used to.
Okay.
You nicked the top of that plate twice.
I seen that. I was like, I know I heard it, but.
What do you think?
I actually like this. I like how it fits in my hand and everything. So I mean, I think shooting it's pretty easy.
How's
like
it for a lefty? Magazine release a little tough?
Yeah, it is, but that's just because you're pushing with your index finger, like you talked about earlier. You know, like probably just after working on it, getting worn in, it'll be a lot easier.
Yep. So now we're gonna do some drills, maybe, and build drills, 222s, and we'll compare the speed with some other guns that we did and see how well this $1,500 gun does.
1.40.
1.40.
Yeah, but I think you only made 4 out of 6.
I didn't hit them all?
I don't think
So
so.
one thing that's interesting is it is going high. So we'll have to aim a little lower. Because we don't have a dot plate. Well, we do. It's just for an optic that
I don't know.
sounds dumb.
How many?
Maybe it's not dumb. All right, we'll go one more time.
Okay.
Shooter ready?
Yep.
1.38.
Woo!
Ah! Talking shit now? I'm kidding. All right.
Shooter ready?
Yep.
.46.
1.46.
Woo!
Pretty good.
Good job, Sugar.
Shooter ready?
Yep.
.21.
Yeah, now one of the things that's interesting is the controls being a little sticky because the first time out and it not being like a super custom gun, they are a little bit slower on the reload. The magazine release does not want to release the mag like you mentioned earlier. It is a little bit harder. I really have to get in there, break my grip and press that for it to come out, but that's something that'll break in.
2.89.
Not bad, not bad.
Ready.
It's not just me, even yours are, you're hitting them, but they're all high.
Yeah. I do like it better than the original. I
For
will
sure.
say that.
Well, this one works. That's kind of nice.
It's nice when it works. No. I don't hate it.
For the money, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you consider, the XC is obviously one of my favorite guns of all time, but if you consider that's like $3,000 less than the XC.
Yeah.
I mean, would I use this for home defense? I'd have to shoot like at least 1,000 rounds through it to make sure it's reliable.
Yep. Yep.
Because of the experience we had last time.
Yep.
But so far, reliable. I mean, accurate enough, right? If you had a dot on it, you could switch the point of aim, which is, I assume, what they expect. I
Sure.
assume they expect you to put a dot on this.
You bet.
And if you were to do that, I'm sure it would be more accurate than what we're seeing. All of us are shooting high. I was shooting really high. When I shot at 50, I was like 6 inches high, and you're like 3 inches high-ish at about 15 yards. I noticed you were cutting the grass right above the plates, and so was Bubba, and so was I. All right, this is gonna be a little bit different challenge for the Springfield. We're gonna give my wife the first 2 mags of the new staccato match. Now this stuff works really well in my staccato so far, and they sent us some to try out, but I wanna see how this gun does with hollow points, because it's been working well with FMJ so far, and if you're gonna use home defense rounds, probably gonna wanna run hollow points.
Staccato ammo.
Safety.
It's not on. It didn't seat.
You're out of battery.
Yep.
Here.
Is it in there?
Karate chop it. Like Austin Powers. But you don't chop.
Nope.
That was fast.
Okay. It does not like the staccato ammo. Uh-oh.
Super. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna try a little hollow points, except for I'm gonna try it because I want to see if it's a Indian or arrow. Indian. Let's go. Nice. Aim at his dick. That's nice.
Good job, me.
You shot really good.
Good job.
Now what's weird is just like when I shot and just like when Bubba shot, you were stacking them in a group like this, and you're at 30 yards right now, which is 90 feet. That's a long ways. That's really good shooting on your part.
Thank you.
But every once in a while, one zooms like a foot high every single time. And Bubba just painted the targets today, so I can actually look at all the groupings.
Yep.
And a lot of times you'll get bang, 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 and they get one that sails way high. Now, that's weird because usually with bad trigger control, people pull low.
Low left.
When you anticipate, you pull low. And when you're right-handed, you usually shoot low and left. And when you're left-handed, you usually shoot low and right, right? High is an odd one for me. And it makes me wonder, now, this is total speculation, but I do know that sometimes when you cut these ports, you cut out too much rifling. And it would be interesting for me later in the 1,000 round review to do a full accuracy test on this at like 50 yards with a dot and just see what kind of groups we can get, maybe from a rest. So now we've got the Prodigy out here at 75 yards. We have our last magazine of Blazer. Then we're gonna switch to a couple, maybe 100 rounds of MagTech, and we're just gonna shoot a distance and see how it does. Now they were shooting high, so I'm gonna aim low. I'd say that's pretty good. I mean, iron sight gun, we hit most of those. It's got a combat sight picture too, so it has the U-notch rear, similar to some of the Wilson Combats I've run. Then it has a pretty thick front post that is elevated with a tritium dot. So they're made for kind of 25 yards and in, but they can certainly work. Trying to speed up a little bit and then trigger control goes out the window. All right, so far so good with the Prodigy. I feel like that is as good as it possibly could have went, which I'm very, very excited about. We shot 250 through it today, 3 different shooters, 4 different types of ammunition just to make sure it was reliable, and it was. It only had a single failure on the hollow point ammunition. I shot some hollow point ammunition and then it didn't fail, which is good. However, off camera, I did have my nephew shoot it and it did have one more fail with that ammo. So it's probably that ammo, or at least that ammo combination with the gun. Now, all the ammunition that we used in the gun besides the hollow point ammunition worked great, which is all I can really expect with this gun considering it didn't really work the last time we shot it. So I'm very impressed that it worked as well as it did this time. Now on top of that, the recoil control was tremendous. I would say the recoil control was as good as a staccato, which I did not expect. I did not expect the comp to work as well as it did, but it did work extremely well. Now we didn't run it with a dot, so I don't know how that'll change reliability. If you add weight to a slide, you have a tendency to change reliability, so we'll be testing that through the review as well. But as long as you just have the light and run an iron sights, so far so good. The gun felt good as well, although it does feel a little more like 1400 than like 5000 obviously, but I would say that it's probably not as broken in as something like a staccato that you can get for 2000, but for $1,400 or $1,500, I would say that the controls are acceptable. Now the magazine release is very, very stiff. The recoil spring is a little stiffer than what you would get on a staccato as well, but those are honestly things if you worry you could either break in using them or you can change them. So not a big stickler there either. What I would say though is for the money, I'm impressed. It shot really, really well. It was very reliable with all the basic ammo that we used. It came with a plate, not with an optic I own, but it did come with a plate. And from what my wife tells me, you can buy it with different options. You can buy it with the optic, without the optic. Now this one comes with a 17 round and a 20 round mag. That's pretty good. Now for 1400, obviously I always complain about magazines. I would like to see at least four magazines with every gun, but at least you get 2 and one of them is a decent capacity. So that is solid. You get 1 for carry if you want to carry it. And they do have a 4.25 inch as well, and if you're looking for carry, that's probably a better option. As far as the weight goes, it feels really good. I didn't check this, but it feels like it's a 30-ish ounce gun. It doesn't feel super heavy because it does have the polymer grip with the steel frame and the steel slide. And this one is the 5-inch. I'd recommend for range use the 5-inch. I like to have a 5-inch gun with a single port comp because it ends up basically having the barrel or the usable portion of the barrel be around 4.25, and you don't get anything hanging off the end. full-length guide rod is really nice as well with the gun, and then you get a curved standard size trigger, which is probably around 5 pounds. You're not going to get a trigger like Nighthawk or Staccato, but you are going to get a pretty decent trigger, and the reset is still extremely fast. And honestly, you can get used to pull weight. It's nice to have a lighter trigger at distance, but as you can see here, it didn't really matter. Now the sights, the tritium front with the blacked out rear is an exceptional sight picture in my personal opinion. I wish it was a little more high def, but I do feel like they imagine most people are gonna put dots on these guns, and I think you probably should. If you wanna get the most out of it, have fun, throw a dot on it. I didn't even know they had one with a dot option. Maybe go that route, although I don't know anything about Springfield's dot. For dots, I mean, if you're not going that route, I'd recommend Trijicon. The new Vortex is pretty cool, and the SIG optics are cool as well. Overall, cool gun, and we'll throw some versus videos and definitely a 1,000-round review. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please support your Oklahoma shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.
Hey, Ruckus. Buddy. You're messing with my shot. Ruck. Everybody loves you. Oh, here comes Dange.